Hello guys, welcome back to a new video, and in this video I'm going to be covering how to round to the nearest cent. So now, to round to the nearest cent, we are rounding to the hundredths place. Since there are 100 cents in a dollar, the hundredth place is the furthest decimal place to the right that we go when working with money. So that means we sometimes need to round to the nearest cent if the decimal goes past the hundredths place. So when working with money, we round to the hundredths place. So now let's jump into number 1 and round that amount of money to the nearest cent. This decimal goes to the thousandths place, as you can see. This 6 is at the thousandths place. So this doesn't make any sense for amount of money, so we need to round to the nearest hundredths place. We need to see if this is closer to $4.32 or closer to $4.33. So let's take a look at the digits in the hundredths place. So our digit in our hundredths place is 2. So now we know that we have a 2. We have to figure out if it is closer to the 2 or closer to the 3. So we look to the digit on the right, in the thousandths place. This digit tells us if we stay the same or round up. And remember, 4 or less is we stay the same, and 5 or more we round up. In this case, we have a 6, so that means we have 5 or more. So we are gonna round up. So if we round this up, we are gonna get $4.33 for our final answer. So again, don't forget this. 4 or less will stay the same, and 5 or more means we are going to round up. So let's jump in straight to our second example. For our second example, we have $18.904. This doesn't make any sense because with money, you can't go to the thousandths place because this basically is 4/10 of 1 cent. This 4 right here. We can't utilize this in real life. So we have to round this. So again, we look in our hundredths place and we have a 0. So is it going to stay a 0 or is it going to turn into a 1? So are we going to round up? So we look at the digit to the right. So as I said, 4 or less equals the same and 5 or more is rounding up. So in this case, we have a 4. So this means we are not going to round up and it stays the same. So for our final answer, we are going to get $18.90 because we have a 4. So let's go straight into our third example. For our third example, we have $0 and let's say 58 or 59 cents. So the first thing we do again is we look at our hundred spot because we are going to round this up. We have an 8 right here. So is it going to stay an 8 or is it going to turn into a 9? So that's when we look at the decimal to the right or at the digit to the right. We have a 7. Again, 5 or more is rounding up or 4 or less equals the same. So in this case, we have 5 or more because we have a 7. So this means we are going to round up to $0.59, as you can see. So now for the last example, we have $129.44 or 45 cents. So the first thing we do again is we look at our hundredths place. We have a 4. So is this 4 going to stay the same or is it going to turn into a 5? So now we look one digit to the right where we have a 1. Again, for the last time, 4 or less equals stays the same and 5 or more equals rounding up. So in this case we have a 1, so it will stay the same. So our final answer will be $129.44. So This was the video on how to round to the nearest cent using two decimal places, of course. If you have any questions, you can always ask them in the comments. And this was basically the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a question in the comments again, and as always, this was Mr. Mathz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.